Hi everyone, it's Kelsey and I am in the middle of long travels. I'm in LA now, and I had an experience yesterday on the flight that reminded me of something very valuable that I've learned and I wanted to share with you. And it's the notion of taking the higher road. So I'm just going to share how that has evolved for me over time, what that means, how it showed up in my experience on the last flight that I took, how it shows up in the experience of clients and students, and tools to use to actually do that for ourselves. Because taking the higher road is really us taking care of our vibration and our energy. And when we do that, we can have a much more enjoyable time in life, no matter what's going on around us. So when I was first encouraged to take the higher road, I distorted it a little bit, and I took that to mean judging, putting value judgments on a behavior. So I would look at something that someone did or said, and I would think that was bad or that was wrong. And so taking the higher road was me putting myself above them. And that's not helpful, because that's just going to the same vibration that I'm wanting to move away from, that lower vibration, what we call matching. So what I've learned and how that's evolved for me is that taking the higher road has to do with how I manage my energy and how I manage my response to what someone's saying, what an action that I'm observing is. What that looked like for me on the flight was observing two men getting their bags out of the overhead compartment. And one of them bumped the other man, which initiated some swearing and arguing. And in the past, I would have taking the higher road would have been to judge that behavior, judge the response, and be over in the back there feeling superior, that I would have done things differently. And today, what taking the higher road means to me is having the ability to take a pause. To take a pause and remember and realize that we're all just trying to do our best based on what our experiences are as being human. And what helps us to be more kind and be more compassionate and be more harmonious in our relations with people is coming to know our inner selves. The practices of yoga have given me a space now. And in that space, I often, not always, often have the consciousness to decide to use one of the tools I have. And one of the best tools is to say hello to the person or the situation or whatever it is as spirit. In that way, we are looking at the energy, so the core of what is happening, the core of what we are. We're energetic beings in a body. And we also keep our vibration up, and also the vibration of the environment. And if there is going to be anything that allows for a shift in that experience for the people involved and the people observing, then it will be keeping that higher vibration, keeping that purity of heart and purity of thought. When I first met my teacher, Myra Lewin, about 10 years ago, I was having some difficulty with the choices someone was making. And I was feeling like it was harming that person. It was really bothering me. And she just kept saying, see them for the possibilities, see them for their possibilities. So this tool of using a rose and saying hello to them as spirit is to see them for their possibility, to say hello to the higher part of them that may not necessarily be expressing itself in those moments. So all you do, it's very simple, just imagine a rose out in front of you and send that rose over to the person, over to the front edge of their aura or their energy bubble that's about 8 inches or half a meter on all sides of them. And that's you saying hello to them as spirit. And in that moment, again, it just reminds our consciousness that we just all need love. We're all trying to do our best. And we feel better in that moment. And then it invites the other people to take a step up as well. So how this shows up in the work I do with clients and students is with a spouse. And if a spouse is annoying you or being critical or judgmental of maybe some of the choices that you're making or changes that you're making, then just recognizing that they're trying to do their best, and that beneath all of that, they are pure spirit, they are acceptance, they are love, they are patience, they are compassion. So just imagining a rose out in front of you, a hello rose, and sending it over to them, saying hello to them as spirit. Another example is with children, young children who maybe aren't listening to the instruction of the parent. Even older children who might be making major life decisions that a parent wouldn't agree with. Just respecting them, honoring them, supporting them as you can, and saying hello to them as spirit. You're going to be the best service in that way. You're going to be reaching out again to their higher self to join in this game of life. And then another example would be someone who's aggressive. So there's some people who I'm working with who have employers that they feel are quite aggressive. And I also have had that experience in my past. And so saying hello to them as spirit as well. People who are critical of you, people who are judging you, people who are angry at you, say hello to them as spirit and it will change. I also listened to a man named Mike Dooley who has Notes from the Universe is the content that he puts out. And he said something recently, love life and life will love you back. So when we say hello to other people as spirit, we are loving life. We are loving all parts of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we are recognizing that there is beauty underneath it all. And it's also loving ourselves because again, it keeps us in that element of truth. And then life really does love you back in my experience. The more I just focus on loving life, staying out of the, that lower vibration of the judgment and the fear and the righteousness and the superiority, then the more magical things keep happening. The more magical people keep coming into my life, the more laughter that I'm finding myself in and around and engaging in. And the more I can continue to recognize myself as that higher spirit as well. So taking just 5 minutes a day to be in stillness. And one of my Ayurveda teachers had suggested that in response to a question of, if I can only do one thing that Ayurveda suggests as part of the dinacharya or the daily routine, what is the best thing to do? And he said, be with yourself in silence for 5 minutes. And he wasn't even meaning to meditate. He was just saying to be quiet for 5 minutes. And I think that's very beautiful and very valuable. So whether it's beginning a consistent daily practice of pranayama, meditation, asana, contemplation, or whether it's just sitting in silence for 5 minutes, taking that time allows for the space where we can recognize situations and people for more than what they might appear to be on the surface. And that is what I now experience as taking the higher road. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know how it goes for you. Namaste.